Hi, welcome back to the In Between, this incredible journey of self growth and transformation. My name is Camille. Welcome back. At this point in the journey, you are no longer asking the same questions you were asking when you started. You've changed. Your perspective has expanded. And now, instead of asking why, the invitation that's before you elevates that question to perhaps a place and a perspective that you've never touched before, that you've never been able to see life from. That question is, what if this is sacred? What if this pause, this heartbreak, this rejection, this delay is sacred? What if it's all for my highest and greatest good? You can feel how different those kinds of questions feel now than those earlier questions that all started with why. Why is this happening to me? Why don't I have clarity? Why don't I know yet? But the journey you've been on has matured you. You've changed. You're not the same person you were when you first stepped onto the path of the in between. You've allowed these invitations to stretch your perspective and to consider life from a completely different viewpoint. And in doing so, you, whether you've known it or not, have been participating in your own becoming. Before this moment, we had the invitation that invited us to let life change us, to allow yourself to be remade, to finally put it down and let your invisible partner pick it up on your behalf, to be a collaborator in this profound experience of self transformation. And now here you are at this final invitation that is taking you up to the highest perspective that there is. What if this is sacred? What if this isn't a detour, but the path itself? Just feel that kind of a question for a moment. Feel how that question feels inside of you. Feel how expansive life can be when you're willing to ask that kind of a question. What if this is sacred? What if my willingness to see this invitation from the highest perspective, where the mystery of life lives unsolved, how does that change me? How does that change what's in front of me? How does that change how I feel inside myself as I face this particular moment? It is a game changer when you ask that question. What if this is sacred? When life is presenting something to you that the mind doesn't like, or when the heart perhaps feels a little bit of a letdown or a disappointment that it's not quite yet. And still, if you're willing to ask, what if this is sacred? Suddenly, once again, you are put in a power position of being aligned with what is happening because you know it's happening through you. To be aligned with the forces that are reshaping you, that have heard you say, go ahead, remake me, because I trust that you're making me into the person that I hold so deeply in my own heart. What if this is sacred? Is one of the most profound questions that you can ask on the journey of the in-between. And when you do, you are opening not just one door, but many doors, because you are telling yourself by asking that question, wow, I have matured. Wow, I am a different person now than the person I was when I started. And that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the whole point of the journey. You step onto it at a very particular moment and you walk the terrain of change, fumbling and tumbling and stumbling along the way until you have enough information, enough insight, enough understanding, enough questions and curiosity, enough willingness to be helped, enough maturity to allow yourself to be invited into a more expansive way of not just seeing life itself, but your life and what's happening to you in and during this massive journey of transformation. As we prepare ourselves for the final marker on the map of change, which I like to call the unseen forces, this invitation intentionally and specifically prepares you for that final walk that will lead you to the moment when you and your wings are without a doubt ready to take flight.